Hello, students. I'm Harshada More. Welcome you all in the fourth lecture of Unit 1 for the subject International Business Management for sixth semester. So far, we have discussed different aspects of international business, where we have discussed definition of international business, we have discussed features of it, we have discussed evolution, we have discussed stages, we have discussed difference between international and domestic trade, we have discussed advantages of international business, we have discussed the problems of international business, then we have discussed different modes of entering into international business, then we have discussed ethical issues in international business, and lastly we have discussed protectionism, which means again the restrictions which has been imposed on international trade. So in today's class we'll be discussing about the what are the different factors which are affecting the foreign trade. So let's discuss one by one. First one is impact of inflation. If the country's inflation rate is get increasing than the country with whom they are doing international trade, then automatically it will affect on the current account of the country whose inflation rate is getting increased. So that is not a right way, that is not a fair way. So inflation rate plays a very important role when it comes to foreign trade. Next is impact of national income. So if the country's national incomes get increased in a high rate, then it means current account of its country expected to decrease. So it means like if the national income got increased, then it will automatically leads to more consumption of the goods and services, and which will again result in a high demand for the foreign goods. So will be more demanding for import of the goods. Next is impact of government policies. Government policies plays a very important role in case of international trade. How? So due to different policies on subsidizing the exporters or restrictions, that is protectionism, tariffs, quotas, as I have discussed in the last class. So whatever restrictions government is imposing on the trade, that is plays a very important role. Next is subsidies for exporters. Government offers different subsidies to domestic firms which are doing the export, so that those firms can produce goods at lower cost than the country with they are doing business. So when government is helping the business by giving some certain kinds of subsidies, they will be able to manufacture their products at a lower cost, and they can sell that particular product at low cost, and they can earn more profit. For example, China is commonly receiving free lands from the government. So that is resulting into the lower cost of operation, and we can see they are selling their products at a lower price, and they are leading in the market. So that would be a great example for this. Next is restrictions on import. So government has imposed different tariffs. It has imposed different tariffs, quotas, as I have said, it is a maximum limit for import. So these tariffs, quotas, have tariffs and quotas which are applying on the import of the goods, will result into higher price of the goods which we are importing. So country will think twice before importing the goods, as they may have to import those goods in a double rate. The chances are more of that. Next is impact of exchange rate. So exchange rate is the rate at which two countries are exchanging their currency in the case of international trade, I can say. So currently the $1, I think the $1 is equal to, I think it is 74.76, okay, 76, I think it is in terms of Indian currency, it is rupees. 74 rupees 76 paisa. So this is what we can find the difference between the currency, and this exchange rate plays a very important role. Next, so this is what we have discussed about what are the different factors which are affecting the foreign trade. Next is what are the different approaches of international business. Okay, I'll take an example. India. Okay, I'll take an example of India and USA. So these are the two countries which are engaging in international business. They are take example of export, import, anything. They are doing an international trade. Okay, first we'll take a ethnocentric. So these approaches of international business means what? These are the different recruitment techniques, recruitment methods. Okay, these are the recruitment methods in international business. So first one is ethnocentric. Ethnocentric is a international recruitment method in which all the positions for the international business are filled by the parent country. Suppose India is doing business with US. What India will do? India will take the people from US whenever there is any requirement of whenever there is any requirement or vacancies. So all the vacancies are filled by the US. So that is what the ethnocentric. Okay, next is polycentric. Polycentric means what? When company adopts a strategy of recruiting people from the local country. Okay, so it is when in this case India will take the people or recruit the people from India, so that they will be able to reduce the cost of foreign operations. So this was ethnocentric, where we are recruiting people or employees from US, and polycentric is where I am recruiting people from my country, that is India. So this was the two concept. Next is regiocentric. Regiocentric is where the managers are selected from the different countries lying within geographical regions of the business. So regiocentric means what? Where these both countries are doing business, and they can take the people either from India or from US. So there will be a combination of employees from even India and even US. So this is what the regiocentric. And lastly we have geocentric. Geocentric is where when I'm discussing about geocentric is where it is a method of recruitment where MNCs are hiring the most suitable person for the job irrespective of their nationality. So it is the person is not even from India, and even he is not from US. So neither from India nor from US. So they are taking people, or they are recruiting people outside India and US. So that is what a geocentric. So this is what we have discussed in today's class. So we have discussed what are the different factors which are affecting foreign trade, such as impact of inflation, impact of national income, impact of government policies, subsidies for exporters, restrictions on imports, and impact of exchange rate. And lastly we have discussed different approaches of international business. Different approaches of international business are different recruitment methods which we are using that when we are doing international business, where we have discussed ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric, and geocentric. Okay, so this is what this is what all about the first unit. I have almost tried to cover maximum aspects of unit 1. If you people are facing that any difficulties, please let me know, or any aspect which has been missed out from my side, please let me know. I'll be if that is the case, I would like to cover those aspects in the next class. So far from my side I am done with the unit 1. So in the next class we'll be dealing with the unit 2. So as we have done with the unit 1, I'll be giving you notes related to the unit 1. I'm referring Shweta ma'am's notes. So I'll be giving you those notes in the form of PDF. Please do read the notes, and if possible use the recommended books as well. And in case if you want any more clarification from my side, I'm ready to help you people. So this is what about the unit 1. Okay, thank you.